Hello my beauties and welcome back to my channel. So as you saw by the title, today's video is going to be how to create a sharp line for your eyeshadow using sticky tape. So if you would like to see how I created this look and how to use the sticky tape to create a sharp line, then please keep watching. To create a sharp line, you're going to need some sort of sticky tape. This here is just painter's tape that I bought from Bunnings probably a couple years ago when I was painting my room at my mum's house. You're also obviously going to need some scissors, 2 pieces of sticky tape, long enough so that it reaches just past your lower lash line and also up past your eyebrow. This process can also take about 100 goes to get them even, so bear with me. Okay, so they look pretty even now, so I'm just going to prime my lids just with a normal face primer, any face primer that you use, and just blending that up to my eyebrow. And then I'm just going to make sure that that sticky tape is stuck well to my face, because you don't want to let any eyeshadow fall underneath it, otherwise you're not going to get that crisp line. Next, I'm just going to take my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC25, just a tiny little bit, and just use this as like my eyeshadow base. And taking my Zoeva 142 Concealer Buffer, I'm just going to buff this into my lids, just so it's blended out. Don't you love it when you forget to press record and you miss a whole section of your tutorial? So all I did then was I set that just with like an off-white eyeshadow color. Any concealer and any eyeshadow color which is of like a neutral shade will do. So the sticky tape on like my very inner corner is starting to lift a little bit. So as I blend my eyeshadows, I'm just going to be holding it down firm so that the eyeshadow, when you take off the sticky tape, the line stays crisp and sharp. For today's eye look, I am going to be using the Smashbox Full Exposure Palette. This, as you can see, is covered in absolutely everything. We've got eyeshadow, we've got eyelash glue. Just taking a fluffy blending brush, I'm just going to be taking this kind of creamy shade and I'm just going to blend that into the crease. So like I said, I'm just going to be holding that sticky tape down just to make sure that nothing keeps through. I'm going to bring this quite high up to my eyebrow because this look is going to be dramatic. I'm just using this as sort of like a transition colour. Can't really see it at all actually. So in that same palette, taking this next shade down, which is just slightly darker and slightly more of a cool toned brown. Taking that same fluffy blending brush, I'm just going to apply this into the crease and not quite as high up as that last colour. Taking a clean blending brush, I'm just going to diffuse these edges here and blend them together. Taking that same blending brush into that same palette, I'm just going to use this dark brown shadow here and I'm just going to place that on my outer V and a little bit, probably about halfway into the crease. Again, holding down my sticky tape so that my eyeshadow doesn't fall through. My eyelids look like an alligator skin right now. My skin is so dry from that cream. I'm just shriveling up like a sultana. Going back to that previous blending brush, I'm just going to blend out this edge here. And then going back in with that other brush, I'm just going to take a little bit more of that brown shade to just deepen that up again. Because I feel like as I blended, that colour just started to come up. Going back in with my fluffy brush, just going to take a little bit more of that kind of creamy colour and just blending that edge again. Just to make sure there's no harsh lines and that everything is blended. Taking a small synthetic kind of packer brush, I'm just going to be taking a little bit of black. Be careful with black because, honey, she can be hard to blend. So this part, holding down the sticky tape again, I'm just going to place it almost where you would draw like a winged liner. And then this is also going to give the effect of a winged eyeliner when you take off the sticky tape. I'm going to blend this out though a little bit. And this is also where it comes very important to make sure that your sticky tape has been placed as similar as you can get it, because it is going to give you that kind of winged eyeliner look. Going back in with the blending brush that has the dark brown on it, I'm just going to blend that black in slightly with the brown. Do make sure your eyeshadow is as blended as you can get it before you take the sticky tape off, because it's going to be hard to kind of blend after that without going past that straight line. Going back in with our original blending brush, again just blending the edges so there's no harsh lines. I'm just going to bring the colour up on this side a little bit because this one here blends all the way out to the eyebrow, whereas this one here stops kind of just before it. Taking a brush that has no eyeshadow on it, I'm just going to blend out these edges right up near the eyebrow. Make sure you're happy with your eyeshadow again before you take off the sticky tape. Making sure that they're as even as you can get them. Once you are happy with your eyeshadow, like the outer half of it, you can then take the sticky tape off. So let's reveal. Ta-da! They look really even. I'm happy with that. The best part about the sticky tape is that you can almost never go wrong. As long as you're relatively blended as well as you can use any color, whatever, it's always gonna look snatched because you've got that dead straight line and it's gonna look like you've put a lot of effort into it when pretty much just give it one of these ones and you're ready to go. Kidding, obviously I put a lot more effort into that. I've kept the first half of my lids clear because I am going to be doing a half cut crease. So just taking a tiny little packer brush, I'm going to be using the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. This is in a little tub. So bear with me while I take you through this long and slow process. I'm sure you've all seen that trick where you apply some concealer to your lid and then look up and then you'll be able to see where to place it. This concealer is tricky to do that though because it's quite creamy and not very wet. So when I look up, it's not really working for me there. So I'm just gonna keep going where I'm going.
Tell me to leave you alone, but I can't stay away. I know I should let you go, but there's something.
Once you have cut your crease as well as you can and as even as you can, I'm just going to take another packer brush and then just set where we put that concealer just with like a off-white or a creamy kind of color. Over the top of that cut crease, you're just going to apply some glitter glue. Today I am using the Too Faced glitter glue. Again, boom, a free sample. Sweet. Love me some free samples. I don't know, is it really free if you buy something? So just applying that over the top of your cut crease. The NYX glitter glue is also really good and it's really cheap. I've used that before. So if you don't want to splurge on a glitter glue because don't use it often, such as myself, then the NYX is amazing. So the glitter glue is taking off the product on my lid, but I'm not too stressed because we're going to be placing glitter over it anyway. For glitter, I'm going to be using the NYX glitter. It is just like this iridescent purpley pink, and then it's got flecks of like red, green and blue. So I'm just going to pack that over where we put the glitter glue and just using that exact same brush. That is stunning. If anything, I feel like my NYX glitter glue is better than this Too Faced glitter glue. Unless I haven't applied enough, I don't know. Obviously you can see we're getting a lot of fallout from this glitter, which is to be expected. It is glitter. This is my Stila Soul palette, and I'm just going to be taking this kind of brownie, maybe kind of has like red undertones. It's just a shimmery shadow, and that's in the shade Affection. A small packer brush again. Just going to pick some of that up, just to blend this outer edge here together. I'm not sure if I like this Too Faced glitter glue. I tried the NYX one out the other day for the first time and that was awesome. I had no issues with that, so I'm not sure. For eyebrows, I'm going to be using my Chi Chi Brow Pomade in the shade Blonde. And I'm just going to fill in my brows like I usually would. That just exploded on me. I'm just going to go in with some Too Faced tape. Whoa, that's a lot. Well, it's too late now. Let's go in. Now, just going to use a little bit of my Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. It is a pore minimizing primer. The texture of it is very similar to that of the Benefit Professional. In fact, it's a little bit thicker, so you can see how it's come out there. I'm just going to push this into my skin where I get larger pores. To carve out my brows, I'm just going to be using that MAC Pro Longwear Concealer again. I'm just going to put a little dot on the back of my hand using just like a flat concealer brush. Again, you need a steady hand for this. I'm just going to carve out my eyebrows. And also applying this concealer anywhere that you also just want to conceal in general. I'm just going to quickly blend that out a little bit with my Beauty Blender because I find this does set relatively quickly. Also just going to blend that out a little bit so that there's not any harsh lines when we put our foundation over the top. It's looking like a right mess at the minute. I feel like this is the part where people get put off on wanting to do their eyeshadow and eyebrows first and going in with foundation later, because when you put foundation on first you can just be like, done, whatever. Using that same concealer, I'm just going to draw a thin line under this eyeshadow just to help blend our foundation in a minute. Honestly, I don't blame anyone who does their foundation first. I prefer to do my foundation first because this process just takes forever. I feel like this just adds on a solid like 15 minutes more just to carve out your eyebrows and carve out your eyeshadow again. Like, eyeshadow is done. I just want to just move on to the next step. I feel like there's no room for error when you're trying to clean up that line. I'm just going to apply some of this under my eyes. Well, get it red. For foundation, I'm just going to be using the Hourglass Vanish Stick in the shade Buff and just applying this literally across my face to get that full coverage look. And taking my beauty blender, I'm just going to buff this into the skin. For concealer, I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla and just placing this under my eyes. A tiny bit on my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and a tiny bit on my chin. I don't even know why I bother putting it on my chin. I should probably just stop. All it's doing is accentuating its largeness. Again, concealer. Be careful not to ruin the edge of your makeup. I'm just going to use my concealer buffing brush to get right into the inner corner. Contour, I am using my new fave, my Clinique Curvy Contour Chubby Stick. Taking my beauty blender and pinching on the side, I'm just going to buff this into the skin. Just going to very quickly blend under my eyes before I set my face. For setting powder, I'm just going to use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm just going to quickly set under my eyes before they crease again. And again, with the setting powder, be sure not to ruin your straight line. I much prefer doing my foundation first and then using the sticky tape after. All you would do is just gently place the sticky tape over the top of your foundation, and then when you take it off you just have to touch it up. And I mean, usually my foundation does come off a little bit after I've done it that way, but then the rest of the process is just so much easier. Like with foundation, you just want to go in, you just don't want to care about anything. So I feel like doing your eyebrows and your eye makeup first just adds a hell of a lot more time onto the makeup application. But then it's a catch-22 because you don't want to get a lot of fallout on your face. So what do? Personal preference. I mean, I don't usually use glitter much. I just use, like if I want to do a glittery look rather than using glitter, I'll just use like a shimmery shadow. So, personal preference. Just gonna set my little fine lines around my head a little bit. And going in with my Mr. Right Too Faced brush, I'm just going to set the rest of my face and dust off that loose powder. I mean, like I haven't even done under eyeshadow yet. That's how long this process takes. Maybe I'll do a foundation first and then using the sticky tape kind of tutorial in the near future. Then I'll show you kind of how much foundation comes off with the sticky tape and then like how to touch it up afterwards. For under my eyes, going back into my Stila palette, that shimmery reddy brown color, just on a small pencil brush, just to kind of tie those two colors in together. Deepening up my contour, I'm just going to use my Cooler by Benefit.
but I can't stay away. I know I should let
My skin is looking so dry. Those red patches under my eyes has just gripped onto the foundation and it looks so patchy there. And I used my cream like a week ago and like these are still kind of, I guess, the after effects. So I don't usually use it very often. Just like when I start getting pimples, I'll use it for a couple nights in a row just to kind of dry out my skin. And then I'll stop using it again. Because this is what happens! Why? For another bronzer, I'm just going to be taking my Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze in the shade Medium and just giving a light flush to my cheeks. Not too much because my skin is textured like a bloody, brick wall. For highlight, I'm going to use my MAC Soft and Gentle on a fan brush. Just going to apply that on the tops of my cheeks, just to further accentuate my texture. I mean, what can you do? Do you just not apply highlight? I mean, there is always that option. Okay, this isn't really sticking to my face, so I'm just going to take my e.l.f. brush, pick up some product, and then just swirl that on the tops of my cheeks. Doesn't seem to be sticking to my skin as well as it usually does. I'm not sure what's happening with like my bronzer and my foundation or like my powder combo, but my forehead across here looks very patchy and dry, so it's not good. For my lips, I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals Liquid Lip. This is in the shade XYZ. For my bottom lash mascara, my trusty old Maybelline, the Colossal Volume Express. I feel like if I were to ever come out with any sort of beauty or makeup related product, it would be like the perfect kind of sized makeup mirror, especially for YouTubers. Something with like a sturdy base, a large mirror, and maybe like lights or something, but probably not even lights, just like a bigger, like oval shaped face mirror, maybe one side normal, the other side slightly zoomed in. I feel like a lot of the zoomed in mirrors, they always make your face go like out of whack, like you look like a fish or something. I don't know. But I feel like I haven't found one that is perfect and is good and is perfect for just like YouTubers, or obviously anyone will be able to buy it, but just like a perfect kind of makeup tutorial mirror. I feel like that'd be awesome. Just going to apply some false lashes from House of Lashes. I'm not quite sure what style they are actually. While I'm waiting for my false eyelashes to dry, I'm just going back in with my Stila Soul palette, and I'm just taking this kind of light pinky champagne color in the shade Kitten. I'm just going to use that as an eyebrow highlight, and then also to put on my inner corner because that's looking a little bland. I'm just going to apply a little bit of Urban Decay setting spray onto my brush to get it wet before I apply that inner corner shade. I feel like that brush is a little bit too big, so man, I'm running out of packet brushes here. I'm just going to go in with that one that's covered in the glitter glue actually. Hopefully this turns out okay. Also, while I'm waiting, I'm just going to set my eyebrows. Just using my Benefit Ready Set brow. Just going to blend my natural lashes to that lash band. And to complete my look, I'm just going in with my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And this is the completed look. So like I said, I do prefer myself to do my foundation first and then put on my sticky tape and do my eyeshadow, because I feel like the process is a lot quicker, because you don't have to then worry about having to carve everything out perfectly and worry about, you know, smudging all the hard work you've already done. Unless of course you are using glitter like I did in this video. You don't want to deal with all that glitter fallout on your foundation, so it's kind of a catch-22, but I don't usually use glitter often, so I don't kind of get that problem. So I do prefer to do my foundation first, place on the sticky tape, do my eyeshadow, wipe away the fallout, and then kind of just touch up that little bit afterwards. So if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.